Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. All right, people, I'm on to Microgreens 2.0. You know what? It was just so ironic, and God does this in my life. I was like, forget it, I can't do it. And to be fair, it was suicide. I had to get rid of those broccoli sprouts and the radish sprouts. I was able to keep the chia, and I was able to keep the lentils. Because I could breathe, but I couldn't breathe the other two. But you know what? This person wrote a shout out to me going, oh, thanks to Juliana who helped me figure out how to do microgreens. And she had this beautiful tray of healthy, luscious radish microgreens. And I'm like, wait, what? Hooey, whatty? Where's that, Juliana? You know what it is? Sometimes I get so in my head that I just forget to stay simple, which of course is always the key to life. And so I went back and read some of the advice that I had given her a year ago and went, oh, okay, that's how you make them. So what happened was I got so caught up in the gimmicks of all the different ways that people are doing things that I forgot to trust myself. Those are very simple, okay? So I went back and I got out new trays and I simply sprinkled a very light layer onto my medium, which of course is that organic paper towel. I put water and I left it at that. I didn't clobber it with a ton of water. I didn't freeze soak it for 4 days. I didn't do any of those things, which I think was part of the intensity of the smell, right? I'd smell too if I was stuck in a locker room with a bunch of people. Like they couldn't even breathe, right? Okay, so I redid it. Yay, God. And I will be sharing that with you. So my friends who chimed in and said, oh, I'm so grateful. I live in an apartment. I live in a, condo or whatever. Don't panic. Don't panic, because I think I will get it right. And I would love to share that success with you. And no matter how you get there, microgreens are always right, okay? And as I suggested, I made those sprouts in my mason jars and I allowed them to grow for 4 to 6 days, which got them to the microgreen level. And I have been eating those with everything, and I love that. But I like trays of microgreens, and I will be keeping you posted on that. So thanks for letting me stumble my way, through this process, and kind of like my JulesBlessedVegan videos, get back to my authentic self, right? Just tell your truth in the moment and stop the gimmicks, okay? Speaking of which, is the second part of my talk. I was kind of getting gimmicky with God, and I didn't mean to be, but I do negotiate with him sometimes, and he's kind of like the government. He doesn't negotiate with terrorists, even if they're prayer terrorists like me, and I so get that. So, what happened was I was offering up fasting a couple of days a week, and that was total prayer for the world, no question. But because I come from disordered eating, I started playing a lot of games with that, and that was seriously screwing me up and causing me to fail. Every 4, 5, 6 days, I would inevitably falter, and then I would feel shame, and God is never shame-based, and he was like, Juliana, that's your own gimmick, honey. You're welcome to do it, but I didn't ask you of it, right? One thing that God does love, though, no question, is prayer. He absolutely loves prayer. And so I decided instead of playing with my food, I would go with prayer. And so I started to up my rosaries. And I don't know if you're familiar with a rosary, but a rosary is actually 5 intentions. There's the sorrowful, the joyful, the glorious, and the luminous mysteries. And there's 5 intentions about Jesus's walk within that rosary, the set of rosaries. And then for each intention, you do 5 Hail Marys for each one, and Our Father, and a Glory Be. It seems like a lot, but it takes about 20 minutes per sorrowful, per joyful, whatever. So what I've been doing on those days of prayers, which are Tuesdays and Fridays, but to be fair, they're every day for me, I've been incorporating daily mass, which is about 30 minutes, and that's on the computer. And then I've been doing at least one set of rosaries every day, which is actually 23 minutes for me because I have a fantastic app, and I include the litany in there. And then on my prayer days, I do a minimum of 2, but usually I try for all 4 sets of the rosary. along with the Mass. So I've been doing that instead. And I know God's stoked and I'm stoked because the miracles just keep coming. On a side note, in understanding that everything we do in our daily lives we can offer up as prayer for others, I decided to offer my daily exercise for those who cannot use their limbs. So for my nephew whose brain is still trying to heal and he can't connect with his legs and feet yet on his own, and I know that's coming. For my niece Christine, who was clobbered by a minivan and has had, 13 surgeries. She can't do any weight bearing on those legs or arm yet, you think. But her brain is completely intact, praise God. And I offer it up for her. Another person said that a friend of theirs lost their leg. So yes. Another person asked for artificial legs so that they could get out of their wheelchair. So yes. So I've been offering up my exercise for them. And I encourage you to offer up anything in your daily life at any time for those who cannot, honestly. The heavens appreciate it. The energy is put in the universe, and it helps everybody else. So I've been trying to do 10,000 steps a day, which is just a good practice anyway, and that is the article that I wanted to share in this video, the benefits of 10,000 steps a day. And I would like to include that, of course, in the description. One thing is that usually if I'm teaching, I easily get 65 or 7,000 steps while I'm running around campus. Because I'm not teaching right now, oh my goodness, it has been very difficult to exceed like 2,500 steps, which means I'm desperately trying to make up the rest. And a lot of that is going on my rebounder. What I find, though, is that even on my rebounder, I can only do about 100 steps a minute, and I should be really proud. I should be really proud for that, but that means that 10,000 steps is an hour and 40 minutes. Anything, again, if I've already done 2,500, then I know I'm just going to be doing 75 minutes because I just need 7,500. It can vary a little if I'm in superhero mode. Sadly, it can slow down a little if I'm not. So I try not to beat myself up because, again, I'm offering it to the universe and God knows the intention of my heart. But like all things for God, of course, it benefits me as well. So there's no doubt that doing that exercise is helping my body and will certainly allow me to serve in that I'll be mobile, right? Okay, so let's look at this article. It is literally called Why You Should Walk 10,000 Steps a Day. What is it that makes 10,000 steps a good goal for daily activity? And again, you can get this in any way you can. All right, so it reads, 10,000 steps a day is often recommended by health experts as a good level of activity for a healthy adult. It equates to about 8 kilometers or 1 hour and 40 minutes. Exactly. Okay, so I feel good about that because that means that my 100 per minute is on par for most adults, depending on your stride length and your walking speed. If that sounds overwhelming, don't worry. You don't have to do all the steps in one walk. You will naturally accumulate steps through your day-to-day activities, but to reach 10,000 step goal, you will likely need to do a 30-minute walk for the equivalent in other exercise as well. Wait, a 30-minute walk or the equivalent of other exercise as well. So for me, a 30-minute walk would be just 3,000. And again, if I was at school, I could get 65 or 7,000, but I'm not at school. Okay, so why 10,000 steps? The recommendation of 10,000 steps a day originated from a Japanese researcher in the 1960s, and I believe last year or the year before, I did something on 10,000 steps, but I'm going to share it again. Led by Dr. Yoshiro Hotano, a research team found that the average person took 35 to 5,000 steps each day, and that if they increased it to 10,000, they could improve their overall health and fitness. Dr. Hotano's calculations estimated that 10,000 steps could burn around 20% of an individual's caloric intake. A few decades later, the 10,000 step goal had been embraced by the health organizations around the world as a simple motivational guideline. Today, health organizations, including the World Health Organization, the American Heart Foundation, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and Australia's National Heart Foundation, all recommend 10,000 steps a day as a sensible goal for improving your health and reducing risk of disease. I'm quite sure that I did this talk, and that it may have been the exact same article, but you know what? I'm not in the same place I was, so I don't mind repeating it. The good news is this is an achievable goal for most people who can use their limbs. Having said that, it's a guideline only, in your age, health, and fitness levels will require what is right for you. Elderly and chronically ill people might find 3,000 to 5,000 steps a more realistic target, while energetic kids and adolescents might do 15,000. If you're not sure, consult a health professional. Having the goal of 10,000 steps in mind is a good motivational tool that can help you focus your efforts throughout the day. In fact, a recent study found more steps are achieved if people have the goal of 10,000 steps in mind, rather than thinking about it as a 30-minute walk. Again, whatever I'm saying, 30 minutes, that is 3 30-minute walks plus a 10-minute more, right? My situation is that I'm trying to finish things because I've been getting up at 4 in the morning for the Danny Raw reset. But guess what? It's already 11 o'clock and I am not done with my day. I am not even done with my exercise. But I will do it and get up anyway. Balance. That was my word for the year. Maybe I'll get there. Certainly when I'm 6 feet under, I'll find balance. Okay, so what are the benefits? Why bother? There's plenty of benefits of walking. 1, it boosts your energy. Not yet. Not yet. I've been kicking it, but I'm still exhausted. 2, aid relaxation and clears your mind. Not yet. Provides a sense of achievement and satisfaction. I will say yes. Improves confidence and mood. Debatable. Helps manage your weight. Not yet. Promotes healthier blood cholesterol and blood pressure. Absolutely. Oh my goodness, yes. Builds stronger bones and muscles. I'm counting on it. Reduces your risk of heart attack. I'm counting on it. So this has been supported by numerous scientific studies. In 2010, a study of 60,000 corporate workers in 55 countries found that after 8 months of aiming for 10,000 steps a day, 67% of participants reported an increase in fitness and energy levels. They also lost an average of 10 pounds each just from walking, and many reduced their blood pressure as well. So get walking. Again, you know what? Whatever you're doing in your day, you're already doing it. Please offer it up in prayer. Please offer it for a planet that is hurting, for people who are desperately in need. Your prayers can do that. They really can. All right, my friends, yay for Microgreens 2.0. I'm excited to just, what is it called? Dial it down. Go back to what I knew worked. I don't want to duh myself, but go back to what I knew worked and stay the course, right? And of course, prayer warrior. So please let me know in the comments below how I can support you. Like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. And best of all, truly know that you are blessed.